I've been noticing more and more with my videos.
Questions about seaboarding. Hi, everybody, in the comments under my own. And air, landing in Hearts of Iron 4 I went looking for. For YouTuber full-fledged guide. There's just no such thing as a full-fledged guide. Or they have terrible sound, that's why. In this video, I decided to make a normal. A full-fledged, detailed guide to all. Types of landings before you start, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Subscribed. Let's go. So let's start with the sea landing. In order to do it, you're going to need a piece of technology called transport ship. All the majors have it from the get-go. But if you're playing for some Venezuela, you're going to have to. You're going to have to research it on your own. This technology allows you to create a maximum of 10 divisions. The landing craft technology opens. In the 40th year, it will reduce the time it takes. 25% less time to prepare for a landing, and also gives you the ability to assign as many as 20 divisions. Well, it also gives you a 15% plus to your defense against a landing by. The latest technology related to naval landings is called the Advanced Landing Ship, which was unveiled. In the 44th year, it will allow you to assign 100 divisions to a landing, will increase its speed by 25%, as well as defense against naval incursions into your will be increased by 50%. There are Marines, they'll have more bonuses when you land, but they also need to be. You have to research them. Personally, I always landing get itself, along select divisions without them. and click on this button, and then we need to select the port from which our divisions will sail. Click on it with the left mouse button. Now we need to choose where our divisions. This is done with the right mouse button. You can choose several routes at once. In order to reduce the risk of encirclement, a landing of 10 divisions will take you 70 days. Also, for our divisions to sail, you have to have superiority at sea. You have to put your fleet in the maritime regions through which our landing. Left click on the left mouse button on the desired formation, then give the order to support the naval invasion and right click on the desired region. In addition, for the landing we need convoys on which our divisions will sail on the majors. Usually there are always enough of them. But if you've chosen minor, you'll have to build them before you can. Before creating a landing plan, it's also very important to see if the enemy is holding divisions in their coastal regions, especially in ports, because they can put up serious resistance and simply not prevent us from landing, and the landing is prepared. Click on the arrow and only then declare war. The enemy will not have time to put his fleet to sea, so our landing will sail without. But in just a second later, the enemy will put his fleet out to sea, will be outnumbered, or better yet, justify the purpose of the war on a puppet of the state you want to go to war with, because the Underground Railroad is always to step in and not have time to deploy their ships. But that's all. For countries with strong navies Oman doesn't have to be fought at all. You don't have to fight with Oman because it has no navy at all. By the way, if there are any ships of the enemy can delay your landing and sink a few divots south. So you have to be very careful. It's very important to take the port, because without it you will not be able to bring your main army, and also your divisions will be if you don't manage to occupy it, you can build it, but it will take a very long time. We're done with the sea landing. Now let's move on to airborne landing. First, we have to research airborne technology. No other country has it from the start. Then we put the airborne man in training. By the way, you need to keep an eye on the troop limit. Special forces, because the airborne forces are named after this kind of troops for airborne landing, can only be assigned to other soldiers. Divisions, unfortunately, will not fly as well. It is necessary to build 60 transport airplanes and move them to the airport. And the airport must not be overcrowded. After that, you need to draw the landing plan, select the desired units, click on this button, and then left click. Mouse on the desired airport and right on the province where you want to land. You need air superi. Here you also need air superiority, almost like with a naval landing. Only here you need to have superiority of more than 7 for this. We take fighters and give them an order for air superiority. As soon as all these conditions are met, click on the arrow and send paratroopers into battle. It is worth remembering that they also need supplies, and that it will be very difficult to bring your main army to them with supplies. Everything is the same as with sailors. The only thing that's still there is air supply. It is in the Walking the Tiger add-on. For this, we allocate transport planes, choose where we want to send equipment, and spend 150 command resource on all this, so our divisions will survive longer. This works with all branches of the military that ended up in the cauldron and cut off from supplies. Paratroopers can land. Not all at once, but in several approaches. It depends on the number. Transport aircraft carrying capacity of one such aircraft, 2.0 conventional units. We open the template of the airborne forces and look at the weight of one battalion, 0.5 of one support company, 0.1 by means of simple mathematical calculations. One transport aircraft can carry on itself a division template, which consists of 4 battalions or 3 battalions and several support companies. It is worth noting that artificial intelligence cannot use air landing. Therefore, you cannot be afraid of landing in the back. On this video is coming to an end. I hope that I have explained everything quite clearly. If you still have questions, then ask them in comments. I will be happy to answer them. Put likes, subscribe to channel.